Let's understand the Peter NPL gauge interferometer. Okay, again this is similar interferometer as that of the NPL flatness interferometer. Okay, so in the diagram you can see different parts are there, so out of which the monochromatic light source, then condenser lens, then aperture, okay, then collimating lens, optical flat, base plate, slip gauge. So these are the common parts as we have discussed in the previous video. So what is the function of this Peter NPL gauge interferometer? So it is interferometer used for determining the actual lengths of the slip gauges. In the previous interferometer we have found out the flatness of the slip gauges, and in this interferometer we are going to find out the lengths of the slip gauges. Okay, so the illuminator provides a concentrated light source. Okay, again here a monochromatic light source is used to get the desired output or to gather information. Okay, then this cross wire is there, then condenser lens is there, aperture is there, illumination aperture. So this is nothing but the viewing aperture. Okay, with the help of that we can see the parts that are or we can condense, or we can put the light on the collimating lens. Okay, and one constant deviating prism is placed in this interferometer. Okay, one by one we will understand how the working of this Peter NPL interferometer is. Okay, so the light from the monochromatic light source, generally it is a light source of cadmium lamp. Okay, the light source is made up of cadmium lamp. Okay, and is condensed by a condensing lens and focused onto a illuminating aperture. Okay, the light from the monochromatic light source, it falls on this illuminating aperture. This provides a concentrated light source, and hence a parallel beam of light falls on the constant deviation prism. Okay, after passing this light from the illuminating aperture, it will fall on this collimating lens. So it will collectively gather the light, and the same light coming from this monochromatic light source, it will pass and it will fall on this constant deviation prism. Okay, inside this prism what happens? So the incident light will come and it will fall on this back portion or rear portion of the prism, and it will get reflected, and an incident rays or the output rays from this deviating prism, those will fall on this base plate, and at the same time those will fall on the slip gauge also. Okay, again here we are comparing our slip gauge with the base plate. Base plate is completely errorless plate, and whatever the errors that we are observe or that we observe on the fringe patterns, those errors will be on the our workpiece or on the slip gauges. Okay, now you can see one portion or one part is there, that part is known as optical flat. So this optical flat is at certain angle. Okay, it is tilted at certain angle to the horizontal. Okay, and this optical flat is at an angle, or it is at an angle which is same for the base plate also, and which is same for the slip gauge also. Okay, so exactly what is happening after the rays falls on this collimating on the constant deviation prism, so the prism splits the incident light into the light rays of different wavelengths and hence different colors. Okay, so after passing this light from this deviation prism, so deviating prism, what will happen? So the prism is a device, or it is a structure which is generally made in order to get the light of different wavelengths. Okay, already you have seen the prism, the triangular prism we have seen, and when we pass some sun rays from that, or a light source or light ray from that prism, so we will get the rainbow on the other hand. So that rainbow is nothing but light having different wavelengths. Okay, all the colors Vibgyor, the violet color, indigo color, then green, okay, yellow, all these colors are nothing but the colors having different wavelengths. Okay, wavelength of each color in the Vibgyor, 7 colors are there, so each color will have different wavelength. Okay, so what happens because of this constant deviating prism, what will happen? So the monochromatic light will be split into the light rays which are having different wavelengths, and as the wavelengths are different, so what will happen? The colors will be different. Okay, and the user can select the desired color by varying the angle of the reflecting faces of the prism relative to the plane of the base plate. Okay, जैसे जैसे हम ये डेविएटिंग प्रिज्म का एंगल चेंज करते जाएंगे, वैसे वैसे हमको डिफरेंट डिफरेंट वेवलेंथ के जो कलर्स है वो हमें यूज़ करने के लिए मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है, जैसे जैसे एंगल चेंज होते जाएगा, रिफ्लेक्टिंग फेस प्रिज्म का वो भी चेंज होते जाएगा, एंड रिलेटिव टू द बेस प्लेट हमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कलर्स मिलते हैं उसमें. ठीक है, देन द प्रिज्म टर्न्स द लाइट बाय 90 डिग्री. ओके, you can see over here the light is passing, incident rays will fall, or incident rays are traveling in this direction, and after getting into this, or after getting out of this prism, the light rays are falling on the base plate in the 90 degrees. Okay, so the prism, the function of prism, so it will what the prism will do, so the prism will direct the light onto the optical flat. Okay, then the optical flat can be positioned at a desired angle by means of the simple arrangement. Again, this optical flat, that we can change its angle, or we can tilt that optical flat. Okay, the slip gauge that is to be checked for its length is kept right below the optical flat. Okay, you can see this slip gauge is exactly below the optical flat. Okay, and on the top of the highly flat surface of the base plate. Okay, and this slip gauge is placed on the base plate. Then the lower portion of the optical flat is coated with a film of aluminum, which transmits and reflects equal proportion of incident light. Okay, so the light coming from this base plate and slip gauge, that will be transferred from the optical flat, which is coated with aluminum metal. Okay, so the light reflected from these three surfaces, namely the surfaces of the optical flat. Which are these three surfaces? So the first surface is optical flat, then the upper surface of the slip gauge, and the base plate of the interferometer. And the reflected rays, these reflected rays from the these three surfaces pass through the optical system again. However, the axis is slightly deviated ड्यू टू द इंक्लिनेशन ऑफ द ऑप्टिकल फ्लैट. ओके, हमने ये ऑप्टिकल फ्लैट का जो एंगल चेंज किया है उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, जो एक्सिस हो गए लाइट के वो थोड़े से डिफ्लेक्टेड हो जाएंगे, डेविएट हो जाएंगे. ओके, so this slightly deflected or slightly shifted light is captured by another prism so that the fringe pattern can be observed and recorded by the user. Okay, again this light coming from this prism that will fall on this, or that can be collected by this reflecting prism. Okay, and that will be collected by the, or that will be recorded by the user. Okay, so this is how the working of this Peter NPL interferometer is. So you can refer these slides in order to get the notes for this NPL Peter NPL gauge interferometer. So these are the working principles that I have explained in the previous slides, or in this video. Okay, I have read out all these slides, and now you can see one fringe pattern is there. Okay, when the user records some information, so that information can be like this. Okay, so you can see this is the base plate which is having parallel and straight lines. The lines are parallel with these slip gauges. Okay, so this is the slip gauge and its length we want to find out. Okay, over here you can see B is nothing but the pitch between the base plate. Okay, it is the distance between the two parallel lines on the base plate, correct? And what is A? So A is the difference of a line on the base plate and a successive line on the gauge. Okay, and that distance is A. So over here you can see, it can be seen that the two sets of fringes are displaced by the amount A. Okay, ये जो दोनों भी fringes है, fringes of the base plate and fringes of the slip gauge, those are disturbed by distance small a, okay, with respect to each other. Then the value of A varies depending upon the color of the incident light. Okay, A का जो value है that will be changed, or that is dependent on the color of the incident light. Then the displacement A is expressed as a fraction of the fringe spacing B, which is given as follows. Okay, इसका एक formula है, that fraction F is equal to A divided by B. Okay, so using this fraction we can find out how much is the spacing between, और fringe spacing B कितना है, A कितना है, और उसमें जो fraction है that we can find out using this relation small f is equal to A divided by B. Okay, so this much about the fringe patterns, and this much about the working of the this Peter NPL gauge interferometer. If you have any doubts, let me know into the comment box, and thank you very much for watching this video.